Hey, what's going on, everybody? 724 Sports. Just real quick, wanted to touch on the LeBron Michael Jordan debate. Who's the GOAT? Closest to the GOAT? It's been an ongoing debate. And I noticed a lot of people, probably from the younger generation, that maybe didn't see Jordan play. Uh, there is YouTube. Check it out. It is your friend. It's a lot of games on there. And, they say that LeBron is the GOAT. And I'm here to say, yeah, someone who's seen them both play and both play in their prime, that it's really not even close. Good as LeBron is, in my opinion, is not even close to Michael Jordan. So, like, people will say, well, you know, he does this better, and he's been to this many championships, and let's just stick with the facts. So you look at Michael Jordan as a six-time NBA champion, been to the finals six-time NBA champion. LeBron's been to the finals 10 times. He's a four-time NBA champion, four Finals MVPs. Michael Jordan six Finals MVPs. Another one in the argument, and people say, well, look at the people who were in the league when Michael Jordan played, and I welcome them to look at the people who are in the league when Michael Jordan played. I mean, you've got Hakeem Olajuwon, you've got Clyde Drexler, you've got Patrick Ewing, you've got Magic Johnson, you got Isaiah Thomas, you got Dominique Wilkins, you've got Gary Payton, you've got Charles Barkley, you've got Mitch Richmond and Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning, and you've got Shaq, and you've got Kobe. Because a thing that people forget is that when Michael Jordan was winning the championship in 96, 97, and 98, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were in the NBA. I think people, gloss over those facts because it goes more towards that argument of LeBron being the GOAT. And LeBron's a great player. Anybody that mentions you is mentioned on a Mount Rushmore of basketball is a great player. It's no shame in being number two or three or top five or whatever the case may be. But you're just looking at some of the things. So, again, we look at LeBron, four-time champion, four-time Finals MVP, 13-time All-NBA first team, three-time All-NBA second team, one-time third team, five-time All-Defensive first team, one-time All-Defensive second team. These are just some of his accolades, and it reads well. Rookie of the Year, one-time scoring champion, one-time assist leader. He's led the league in assists one time too. One time as well. Got career averages of 27, 7, and 7, which is pretty good. I mean, 27, 7, and 7, that's nothing to shake a stick at on about 50% from the field. In the playoffs, those numbers go up. They go to 28, 7, and 9. 10 trips to the finals. Can't be discounted on getting to 10 trips to the finals. But a lot of those trips to the finals, too, were in very weak East. Those East were really weak. And to show how weak they were, that team that LeBron played on, I'm not exactly sure what year that was, but the team that had like Rodney Hood and George Hill and those cast of characters really wasn't a great team. I think every series they played, they actually had to play a Game 7 to get to the finals, and you give him credit for getting that team there for sure. But it just shows the strength of the East that it wasn't there. On the other hand, we look at Michael, and Michael is a six-time NBA champion in 6 trips. He's got a 100%. He's 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. Never lost. Never been to a Game 7. 6-time Finals MVP. 5-time League MVP. Which I know people will look at LeBron with the 4 and say, well, he won 4 league MVPs. He just very well could have won 6 or 7. Sure. Michael won 5. He just very well could have won 8. You know what I mean? 10-time All-NBA first team in 15 seasons. One-time second team. In 15 seasons, Michael is a 9-time All-Defensive first team player. 9 times in 15 years. He was one of the top 5 defenders in the NBA. He also has a Defensive Player of the Year award. Rookie of the Year award. 10-time scoring champion. 10-time scoring champion. Nobody in the history of the NBA has won a scoring title more than Michael Jordan. Right? And a lot of times we'll see people score and say, well, they're one-dimensional, but him being a 10-time scoring champion still translated into him winning 6 championships. 3 times he led the league in steals as well, which shows the kind of defender that Michael was as well, with career averages of 36 and 5. So, people will, in a comparison, will say, well, LeBron's a much better passer, much better rebounder than Michael Jordan. Is he really? I mean, for his career, he averages 7 assists. Michael averages 5, so LeBron does average more. In rebounds, Michael averages 6, and LeBron averages 7. So for his career, he's averaging about 1.2 more rebounds than Michael Jordan, being a much bigger guy. Bigger build, more physical guy. He averages about 1.2 more rebounds than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan averages like a tenth of a point more block than LeBron at 0.8, and LeBron is 0.7. So I don't know, a shooting guard averages more block shots than small forward, power forward as LeBron is. I mean, it's not much, but it's still relative when you're talking about the argument on who's the best. Field goal percentage is close, about the same. Mike shooting 49%. Playoffs, Mike is 33 points a game, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. And LeBron's 28, 7, and 9. Really good stats for both of them. But just in the eye test, like Michael doesn't have those moments that you question him or he, disappeared maybe. LeBron always has the finals against the Dallas Mavericks where they're up after the first 2 games 2-0, and he kind of disappears for the rest of the series. So that's always going to be a big blemish on his record. Another thing in people saying that Michael is probably better is he doesn't have those moments. Even in Michael's early in his career when they're losing to the Boston Celtics and they keep losing to the Detroit Pistons, this guy's still having like Herculean efforts even in those losses. You're not going to pinpoint and say, well, Michael disappeared from the game. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. They were beat by better teams. It happens. It happened to LeBron. They lost to the Golden State Warriors 2 years in a row, won a gentleman's sweep and won another sweep, which I can't really blame LeBron. Those teams like what Golden State had, anything less than a championship would have been disappointing for those teams. I mean, let's be real. You're on a team with 4 Hall of Famers in their prime. And I get that. But the narrative that, Michael didn't play good competition is just nuts. Like, people look at these Chicago Bulls teams and compare talent-wise to the teams that LeBron played on is not even comparable talent-wise. I mean, you've got it. Michael Jordan throughout the course of his career, and we're not talking Wizards, but I'm talking about Wizards' career as well. But Bulls, Michael Jordan played with 2 Hall of Famers on his teams. The first three-peat, only other Hall of Famer player on that team was Scottie Pippen. Think about that. Your three-peat, the second best player on your team is Scottie Pippen, and he's the only other Hall of Famer, right? The next run, you've got Scottie and you got Dennis Rodman. You got 2 other Hall of Famers on your team. So over the course of Michael Jordan's career, he played with 2 other Hall of Famers. Good as Rodman was, he's a non-factor on the offensive side of the ball, right? He's not scoring. Great defender, great rebounder. So, that gets him in because he was dominant in those aspects of the game. 2 Hall of Famers this guy's played with outside of himself in a 15-year career. LeBron's arguably played with 9. And, to get to the finals as many times as he had and to just get the 4 wins, not just get the 4 wins because the 4 is nothing to shake a stick at. He still won 4 championships. Let's give him credit. But to get those championships, he's played with 9 Hall of Famers, arguably. So let's go. You've played with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is already in the Hall of Fame. Dwayne Wade is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? You played with on the Lakers. You played with Anthony Davis. More than likely, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You played with Carmelo Anthony now, who's more than likely going to be a Hall of Famer. You played with Rondo, who probably borderline is going to be a Hall of Famer. You played with Kyrie, who's going to have a shot at the Hall of Fame. You played with Kevin Love, who's probably going to have a shot at the Hall of Fame. Doesn't necessarily mean he gets in, but he's going to have a shot at making it. You played with Dwight Howard, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. Dwight Howard's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now you're also playing with Russell Westbrook, who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as well. So just the narrative that, he's better than Jordan, even from the eye test, I mean, I don't get it. LeBron is a better rebounder, barely. Better passer, cool, you can say that. Michael Jordan's offensive game outside of shooting the three-pointer is much better, and LeBron is a career average three-point shooter. Mike was a little below average, but the three ball wasn't as important in his era as it is now. Defender, Michael is a superior defender than LeBron on the defensive side of the ball. His best years of being a defender upsert LeBron's best years of being a defender. I just think it's a narrative held by a lot of people in the younger generation, which you just have to go back and do your history. And LeBron is clearly a great player, but he's clearly not better than Michael Jordan. I really don't even think it's close. I mean, a guy that played less time and was able to accumulate more accolades than you is normally pretty telling. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The man was dominant. You think in the 90s when he played, every championship, every season that he was available to play in the 90s outside of 1990 where the Pistons won the championship, he won the championship. The 2 years he was gone, Houston won. In the 1 year that he did come back after like half the season, they lost to Orlando and they won. Every other year outside of that, he was a champion in the NBA. Three separate three-peats. Think about that. Think about how significant that is in the grand scheme of things. Just my thoughts, and let me know what you guys think. Peace.